Hey, welcome back to the video today, guys. This is Eric with Carp's Gym. We're here in the gym today to talk about boneyard bars. Are they worth it? Stay tuned. We'll check it out. Hey, guys, we're back today. We're looking at the Bare Steel Equipment Iron Skull Power Bar in black zinc. Now, let's go over some of the specs of this bar. It's a powerlifting bar. It has the one powerlifting knurl mark with those deep cut rings that I always talk about. It's a 45-pound bar. It has a black zinc coating with the 2-inch chrome sleeves. It's rated at 200K PSI tensile strength, and it's 28.5 millimeter diameter. Now, I'll show you some pics. I've measured some of these, and I'm getting closer to 29 in some of the knurled portions of the bar, but it is listed as a 28.5. That's the specs of the bar. That's how it goes. But to me, it feels very close to 29, if not a 29, but I do know it is spec'd at a 28.5. Just be aware of that. There are some other powerlifting bars on the market, such as the Texas Power Bar, that is a 28.5. So that 28.5 to 29 millimeter is pretty standard in the powerlifting bars. We've talked about some of the other bare steel bars, and this one is a boneyard bar. This one has the chrome sleeves with a black zinc finish. This black zinc finish is a much more metallic black. Some of the other bars are more of a matte color. This one kind of matches if you hang in the rogue attachments. Normally the rogue attachments are more of a glossy black, and some of the racks and other things are matte finish. This one is more of a glossy black. And this one, first thing I noticed on this one, it still has the deep cut rings and the aggressive knurling, but this one is a little bit more filled in than the Cerakote version that I have. It's still aggressive. Like when I rated the Iron Skull Power Bar in Cerakote, I said it was a 9 out of 10. The only thing I've seen possibly more aggressive than that is the Rogue Aggro 3. This one I would say is more of an 8 out of 10, where the Cerakote version is a 9 out of 10, because I'll show you some close-ups of it. The knurling is still very sharp, but it's filled in more. It's not as deep and not as aggressive as the Cerakote version. I think it's just that it's the same knurling, it's just filled in more. So you don't have that deep, like when you grab a hold of it, you still get the handprints, and you'll notice there are teeth marks in your hand, but it's not near as deep and sharp as the Cerakote version. With that being said, looking at the bar in the boneyard version, I think these are around $200 shipped. So I don't think you can beat a bar this aggressive for that price. And the only things I noticed is on the sleeves, there are a couple circular machining marks or scratches where on both sleeves. One is further out on the end, where on this end it's closer in on the end, and I'll show you some close-up pics of that. The knurling and everything seems to be normal knurling. Doesn't seem to be double tracked or any extra knurling. I think on this one side there's a little bit of the termination marks. The termination marks go out a little, maybe a quarter of an inch more. They're very faint. We'll see where it cuts off, but there's a little bit of that. It doesn't go all the way to the sleeve, but you'll see. I'll show you a close-up of that too. By all accounts, I mean, if you're looking for one of the aggressive bars, I don't think you can go wrong with this bar, especially in the boneyard version. I do have a discount code CC10 with Bare Steel Equipment where you can save you some money on these bars. But the one note is the boneyard version, the code does not work on the boneyard version because the boneyard bars are all the way down to the deepest discount. You can't get an additional discount on any of the boneyard bars. But if you're looking at one of the normal version bars, that code will work on the other bars or other things at Bare Steel Equipment, just not on the boneyard bars. The other day, they even had some of the hammer handles in the boneyard. So they do have other stuff in the boneyard from time to time. It's normally these bars, and I believe they're only offered in the black zinc finish in the boneyard. As of right now, they don't have any Cerakote or other ones in there. But the black zinc version is around $200, and that's shipped to you. I'll try to add that into the video here to make sure you guys can see what the current prices are, because sometimes the prices do change. I'll try to get as current as possible. Show you a clip of that too. So we're looking at these bars and talking to some other people online. This bar is in this finish And the black zinc finish is more like, say, like a Rogue Aggro 2, or if you even compare to, I'll show you, I compared it to my Texas Power Bar, and this one, even in the one that I say this is 8 out of 10, it's still more aggressive than my Texas Power Bar. And the one thing about the Texas Power Bars, they do have the thicker sleeves, the wider sleeves, and I've mentioned that in other videos before. My big three things I love about this bar, in this black zinc finish, or the Cerakote. I own the Cerakote as well. The Cerakote I love because it is the most aggressive of the three. 8 out of 10, where I said the other one was 9 out of 10. The three things I love about these bars is the wider sleeves. So on a Rogue rack, I have the 49-inch rack. So it gives you the extra space for racking, bench press, squat walkouts, and even doing this overhead press, because I usually do standing overhead press. So I like to do those. It gives you that extra space here. And then that aggressive knurling, they have the deep cut-in rings. They're very deep. I'll show you a close-up of those too. I love the deep knurling marks. And as I've mentioned in other videos, or I think some other guys have too, what I think they do is I think they machine that back in. They go through and put the knurling in, and I think they go back and cut that because it's much deeper than the knurling. And you'll see that up close, and you get a feel of it. I love it because I can reach in there and grab it. And then the aggressive bar. So you have the big three things to know about this bar are the wider, the 2-inch collars, the deep cut in knurling, and how aggressive it is. I think it's one of the most aggressive bars you can find for the price. Even at this 8 out of 10, I believe it's closer to like a Aggro 2 and more aggressive than a Texas Power Bar, where the Cerakote version that I have maybe like Aggro 2.5, not quite the 3, but it's really close. I'd love to see those compared side by side. If anybody has those and wants to do one, or wants to bring it over here, we'll put them side by side and we can check them out and then get a video out to the people. But as of right now, I don't have either one of those bars. I've just seen pictures and talked to several other guys online, and I've kind of seen the makeup of those. But right now, at this price point, that $300, right around $300 price point, I don't think you can find a better, more aggressive bar. And this one, being the Boneyard version, it's right around $200. So part of my home gym, what I did, I was doing like starting strength or powerlifting, where you do SBD days, squat, bench, deadlift. And one of the things that's really helpful with that is having at least 2 power bars. So what I always recommend to people, if you're starting a gym, you want to get the rack, the weights, and a solid power bar. What I would recommend is getting at least 2 power bars and hold off on doing the other specialty bars and things until later. Get your 2 power bars. That way you can do, you can set up multiple stations and then save yourself some time by doing squat. And then between your work sets, you can start doing warm-ups on the bench press between the time you're waiting. That saves a lot of time, especially in the home gym. If you can set up multiple stations, I know like Big Keith over at the No Wine Cellar, I think he has one of the best basement gyms with mobile lifting stations and has lifting parties. So he has a comp bench set up ready to go. He has 2 squat stands and a full power rack. So you can get multiple things done there. You can do that sort of thing where you can warm up, you can do one lift and then warm up another lift on one of the other stations. So Basement Brandon, he has his all white rack, and then he has a comp bench right beside it. He can do a similar thing and set up one. He can have his squat going and then have his bench warm up right beside that, and it saves a lot of time. Or you can be doing bench and then start warming up your deadlifts between your bench work sets. That's the way I like to do it. So my biggest thing would be to get 2 power bars. And the best way to do that, if you want a really aggressive power bar and you don't want to break the bank, is get something like this bare steel equipment bar. Even if you get the Cerakote version with a discount, it's a very affordable power bar. There are some has a stainless steel versions at Aggro 3. Some of those are up to $600. I'll put some on the screen. I can't remember the exact prices offhand, but I know that goes from like $500 all the way to over $600, depending on what version you get and how you set it up. Then Texas Power Bars, they're usually around, it's about $370 shipped to you. Some of those Rogue ones are over $600, $500 to $600. So if you get Cerakote or stainless steel. So in this, you could get, if you went the Boneyard route, you'd get probably 2 of these Boneyard bars for around $400. You'd be set ready to go. You'd have your aggressive power bar to do multiple lifts. You got 2 of the Cerakote version, you'd be sitting around $600 with a discount code. Hey guys, so final thoughts. Would I recommend this bar if you're looking for a solid bar at a solid price? Yes, I would. This is an IPF aligned bar. with 200,000 K PSI tensile strength. It's a 45-pound bar. It's very aggressive for a powerlifting bar. And I think you can't go wrong with this, especially if you're looking for something to start your home gym or you want to get multiple bars at a multiple price. Because this bar, as you've seen some of the ones we compared it to, this bar is going to come in about 33% discount in the Boneyard version over the standard retail price. So I would recommend it. I would look at it if you guys are looking for a solid bar at a solid price. Thanks for watching the video today, guys. If you will, like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know down in the comments what kind of power bar you like. What's your favorite power bar finish? And do you like your bars aggressive, medium, or grippy? Let me know. Thanks for watching, guys. Take it easy. Have a great day.